Okay, good morning. Today is August 28th of 2024, and we're going to go over um, yesterday's price action as well as today's outlook. Okay, so yesterday's price action, actually, I did forget one thing. Give me 1 second. Uh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is, Wednesday. Econ calendar. Outlook. I'm just checking on something real quick. Uh, Here it is. Okay, so right off the bat, no news today. No news today, so that means no trading until after 13:30. Works for me. Okay, so let's just go over yesterday's price action as well as the outlook for today. So yesterday, my initial bias was bearish until we swept these lows here and we reached my weekly objective. Now, my weekly objective, like I've been saying the past 3 days, was this previous day low, and I actually caught the short into this area here. And why was my bias up until this area here? My bias here was actually until we reached this low here, but NQ reached this low. Um, which gave me SMT between this low and this low, actually this low and this low, and this low and this low. This was the previous week's low, So that in itself is SMT. Um, and so again, that was my bias for today. And yesterday, right off the open, we were like right up here somewhere, and I caught the short. And once I noticed displacement higher, I caught the long. And yesterday's live stream, for some reason, my the last the last half of my live stream was muted. I had no idea it was. So let's just go over that real quick. But again, on the hourly, I had expected price to sweep this high here, and after the high swept, we were drawing to the objective. The first objective was here. Second objective was here. On ES, price did not sweep this high, so that in itself is SMT, so that gave me indication that price would sweep this low here as well. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. Before price even opened, I had wanted price to close below this low, so the price would indicate to me that it was seeking lower liquidity. Same thing here. On this candle here, price closed below, and it was to me indicating that price would close below that would seek lower liquidity, and so we got that right. And on the 15-minute, again, I expected price to sweep this high into this breaker box here, and it did, and then price drew lower. So let's go to the 1 minute. Here we go. Okay, so again, right off the open, price drew into this area here. I actually did get short here, but for some reason I covered, which I shouldn't have, because that would have net me a pretty good reward. Uh, but what I didn't take into account, and had I taken that into account, I would have never covered too early or covered that at all. Was that we had SMT between this high and this high and this high and this high here. So once I noticed that, I began looking for an entry down here, and on this tiny retracement, I jumped in. I think it was at 94, if I'm not mistaken, right at 94, and I covered into this area here. Um, 3 contracts, minis, micros actually, 3 contracts into this area, held on to one, but as soon as price closed above this, I immediately realized that price was likely either to consolidate, reverse, or continue lower. And I did not want to stick around for that. I did not want to stick around for price to, do this. So I just took it off here. And so I just waited because this to me was the 9:30 Judah swing. So when you're in a 9:30 Judah swing, you don't wait to see what price is going to do. If you have that feeling, then get out of it because majority of the time it is the Judah swing, and that is made to get a lot of people interested in shorts. Or if you're looking for the Judah swing long, it gets a lot of people interested in that trend, and immediately it gets taken away from you. Because what I mean by that is it immediately gets taken away from you is that price displaces higher without giving any of these people any leeway. So it just takes him out real quick, takes him out. And whoever stayed on this trade here were never given a chance to get back out. Whoever shorted in this area here were never really given a chance to cover for break even after it was the trade went against them. So that's what that's designed for. So the long trade. On the long trade, what I had wanted to see is after I took my my profit off on the long trade, what I wanted to see is I wanted to see price close above on the 4 hour after it swept this low. Same thing here. I wanted to see how this 4 hour would close. So that I anticipated that, and because I anticipated that, I was able to understand the price would reverse. And on the 60-minute, we had the same, where price swept the low but still closed and opened above it, above this low. Same thing here, price closed and opened above this low. So I anticipated that, and because I anticipated that, I started looking for a sign that price was seeking higher prices. And the way to anticipate that is you just look for any sign of displacement or unwillingness of price to go down there. We had two of those. SMT right here at the lows between ES and NQ, right here. As soon as I noticed that, price barely uh, retraced into this gap here and immediately drew higher. Uh, as soon as I noticed that and price started taking off, I got in right around here somewhere. I think it was at 03. I'm not too certain, but I got in a few points above that. And the reason why I was completely happy holding this was because I knew that this was an institutional order flow entry drill held onto this area here. And on my live stream, for some reason, like I said, I was muted. And on the live stream, I did take a paper trade. On top of that, I actually ended up taking I actually ended up adding two more contracts on my actual account, and you can actually see me doing that on the paper. But I was actually saying that as well while I was talking, but I didn't know I was muted. So, anyways, and why did I enter there? Because it, at first I had this low. I had this low drawn up, but then I realized that this was actually not the 15-minute low. It was actually this one right here. And so you can actually see me doing that on the live stream as well. As soon as I saw this sweep here, but this sweep did not sweep, I began looking for an entry on this right here to add back to my to add. And the reason why I added here was because I was already in here, so I was way in the money, and adding to more only brought my break even area up to around this area here. So this would have been my stop. And again, actually it was down here. Yeah, it was down here on my stop. So I added two contracts, and why did I add? Once again, 15-minute SMT, 15-minute SMT. As soon as price drew higher or closed above this tiny little inversion here, right here, tiny little inversion here, I put two limit orders at 70.75, and I was able to catch that move. My stop was actually down here. Now this again, this would have been my break even day, break even on the two added ones, but my stop was actually down here because I didn't want to give back anything. Um, so again, put my stop here and got in here and covered one as soon as we swept this high. Actually, since I was 3, covered one here, covered the second one here, and covered the last one here. Okay, so that was my morning trade. Um, yeah, that was my morning trade. I did come back after 13:30, and I did notice this SMT here, uh, but I did not get into a trade. I did not get into this because it just didn't feel right. Plus, the retracement was not into 50% of this range. Same thing here; it was not up to 50% of the range. So, uh, though I followed it, I was not sold on the trade. So I waited until the afternoon session or into the close. Let's delete this here. I don't need this anymore. Right. Okay. So I waited until the afternoon session, and in the afternoon session, I did end up taking a trade, but it was paper. But I still wanted to be in there as a participant to see if maybe price would draw higher. So what did I do? I waited for this swing low and swing high and swing low to get swept into 50% of this range, because I had expected price to complete this market maker buy model here. So as soon as price swept below, I got in right here, and I honestly did think that we were going to draw higher, but we actually didn't. So, um, you know, could have ended up being a loss, but because of the fact that I had traded this whole range. I didn't really need to trade again in the afternoon. Ended up making 100 points, plus 50 around this area here, down here, about 40 points on 3 micros on NQ. So that, that to me was enough to make for a pretty good day. So what am I expecting today? I am expecting today's one of those days where I don't have a bias. I really don't, because on the displacement higher, price didn't really leave a um, yeah, on the displacement higher, price did not leave any gaps or anything indicating to me that price is ready to continue drawing higher. And I'll explain to that here in a couple of seconds. I just need to get rid of all of this right here. All right. And I can delete this. Oh, crap, son of a... Oh, I can. That's fine. All right. Okay. All right. Got rid of this, and this. No, I thought I deleted this yesterday. Weird. All right, whatever. Actually, let's do it here. There it is. I can delete this. Yep, this I can delete as well. Actually, no, this goes up here because price already violated that. Okay, so on the again, I don't have a bias, because even though we displaced higher here and we swept these highs here, price retraced and then drew higher but never broke this high. And as you can see here, price never closed or broke above this breaker block here. So that tells me that price isn't looking to do that just yet. So I have to time the market correctly. Maybe it did happen today. I'll be surprised if it did. And as you can see here in the 60-minute, no displacement higher, no displacement higher. I mean, let me rephrase that. There is displacement higher, however, no gaps, And as in the past, I've had situations like this where I've gotten long right around here and ended up getting stopped out because price came back and drew all of this low here. So today I'm thinking, or overnight I'm thinking, that price did retrace lower, and if it did, then I would look for this low to get swept right here. Okay, because this would finish the market maker sell model. So I'm just gonna add that back in here. I do hope that that's what happened overnight, because even on ES we still had what time is this? 7. Yeah, even on ES, we still had price only touch consequent encroachment before it drew lower. So I would expect for price to keep on drawing lower into these areas here. Again, no trade today for me because there are no news. And if I do end up taking something, then hopefully, hopefully it's something very clear and it's something that works. Um, Again, we swept these highs. So because we swept these highs into an imbalance, we're rebalancing an imbalance. These lows should be the target. Same thing here. We're rebalancing this imbalance, and so this trade, this area should sweep these lows here. But again, that depends on how we traded overnight. I would be surprised if we drew higher because again, there are no imbalances here. Even on the 4-hour, there are no imbalances. Um, there is an order block here, but I don't consider this an order block unless it has an imbalance. Order block, order block, propulsion block, imbalances, and notice how price drew into this area and then drew higher. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for an order block without an imbalance. And so that's why I don't expect for this area to have held overnight. Let's move this over here. Let's just make sure that this is the dealing range though. Actually, no, it's this one right here. Why is this the 1-hour dealing range? Because price swept this low and this high here, making this the new dealing range. So if price left these areas, then I'll look for more structure on the higher time frame on the 1 hour to see where it's likely to head to afterwards. But again, it would be nice if price just consolidated here today, because that would tell me a lot as to where price might lead to going into the afternoon. Actually, going into the second half of the week. My again my bias, my first bias for the week was that we would touch this area here and then reverse. We haven't reversed yet, but again, that's depending on how London did. So let's go ahead and connect to data and see where price led to over the weekend, overnight. Come on. All right, let's see. Okay. All right. Okay, so on the daily, I mean on the 1 hour, actually let's check the daily first. So on the daily, we swept the previous high, swept the previous high here. I mean, we didn't sweep the previous high. So we are within an inside range right now. Let's check the 4 hour. We have this right here. So I would like to see a sweep of this low here. On ES, not so much. The 60-minute. So we are still trading within this imbalance here. We closed above constant encroachment, so that might indicate that prices may start looking for higher prices. But again, I am still looking for a low to get swept here before it draws higher. So maybe it could sweep this high. I'm not sure yet. I don't think it will. So I'd be surprised. On NQ though, I would like to see price sweep this low here. That's why I added this line here. So now that we swept this high, this becomes the dealing range. This one didn't. So again, that's SMT at the highs between this high and this high, and this high and this lower high over here. We do have an imbalance that price just traded into. Same thing here, an imbalance that price just traded into. So that's a 1 hour imbalance. And so if price is going to draw higher, then I would expect for this imbalance to get drawn. Now, the only way I'll be bullish is if price closes above here on the 1 hour. Same thing here. I would like for price to close above this if I am to switch my bias to bullish. Let's check the daily real quick one more time. It's not holding above anything. It is holding above this order block here. Let's take a look here. Son of a biscuit. All right. Okay, so on ES we are holding above 25% of this range, so that might indicate that we are bullish. But again, I'm not gonna no trades today just yet because we need to give price time to settle, and so that's what I'll do. Let's see here. We are still we did close back within this imbalance here, so I would call that a reclaimed bullish, a reclaimed fair value gap, kind of like this right here. After price closed above this over here, you could have started looking for longs. Let's go back to the 60-minute. Okay, so we do have SMT at the lows, but that's on the lower time frame. Price has yet to sweep this low, so again, higher time frame ever always beats lower time frame. So again, if I'm wrong on this bias, then I would like to see price close above this, not just trade above it, but close above it on the 1 hour. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at something real quick. All right, perfect. I need to take the total out. The net liquidation. Sometimes I like to turn it on so that I could see the P&L, but only at the end of the week. For some reason, I forgot to take it out yesterday. All right, cool. Okay, so again, I am looking for lower prices. Again, here price already swept. Here it didn't, so that's SMT at the lower time frame. But I'm not so sold on that just yet. I need to see more. 30 and the open happened here. So anywhere between the low and the high is the opening range, and you want to get short, I guess, in 50% of that range. So right now, whoever is bearish is holding for price to draw into these areas here. That's where price is headed to right now. So definitely missed that already. Actually, let's go back to the 30. No breaker block just yet. High, low. It's not as defined, so let's go over to the 15-minute. Okay, so on the 15-minute, we are holding below this order block here. This one's the bigger of the two. This one, it's this one right here. So the fact that price is holding below this area, that's a good sign on shorts. Here, let's use this one. So this is telling me that price is weaker on ES than it is on NQ. Okay. First stage, maybe this is second stage. We did not sweep any high-low. Maybe this right here. So this is the dealing range, but I would like to use this one right here. So on the lower time frame, I want to see how price closes on this swing low to swing high here. We already closed below 50% of this range here, but one of my rules is that if I do want to get short, then price has to. What the hell is this doing here? Yeah, I don't need this. Actually, this is the daily. Yeah, that was the daily imbalance quadrants. Uh, so again, price closed below equilibrium here. So the next 15-minute candle, I would actually like to see it close below here, close below here. The fact that we did not sweep this low and we are drawing higher, that kind of gives me indication that we might want to rebalance an area, tiny area here. But if I'm wrong, then these highs will get swept. And this should have concluded this range here. Here, as you can see, we swept through this low, but this little, this wick right here is indicating that price is not willing to close up here. But we still have 3 minutes, so we'll see. Yeah, we still have 3 minutes. So again, I want to see price close below this area here. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. Okay, so we do have an imbalance here. This whole area here is an imbalance. So this is where I would look for price to come back into if it's going to continue drawing lower. Yep, right there. Did it retrace into 50%? It did on both. Here. Yep, just exactly. Here. Okay, not so much. Let's take a look at the 1 minute here. Yep. Okay, so again, I would like one more sweep of this high here for me to get short. Where's this high? This high is over here. This high is right over here. Okay, so that is SMT right now. Not sure if actually, let's take a look right now. 50% and 50% here is a sweep of this high. Okay. All right, so I would like to see a sweep of this high. And Q, I'd like a sweep of this maybe, and then for price to continue lower. This right here would be the perfect entry with a with a stop up here. So that would give me about 1.25 risk reward. Yeah, 2-point risk reward. I'll take that. So let's see if we can do it. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna take a quick one. See if I can get it in there. If I do, then great. If not, then okay. All right, so I'm short. My stop is right here, 43.75. And I'm out. Wow, that was quick. All right, so I got stopped there. You know what? Let me turtle soup that again because I do want to see what happens here. Yeah, I'm gonna turtle soup that because I want to see this area here. I am gonna put a stop at 44.75. The displacement is rather large, so we'll see. All right, I think I might end up taking it out because I don't like that it's doing that. If it pierces that area, I'm out. Because then I would anticipate for price to sweep these highs up here. I'm in at 43.25, which is right here. So tiny stop, it's fine. I should add another one. I'm just waiting for a quick. Oh no, I didn't get to add. All right, so now I want to see price close below this imbalance here. And I don't like that. This could be an institutional order flow entry drill. Um, Sort of like yesterday's entry. So if I'm wrong, then yeah, that's what I want to see. This is extreme discount, extreme premium. So there we go. This right here should not hold because even though this is a mitigation block, there is no sweep in between here. But if it is, then my stop would be up here. All right. Yep, I'm not liking that. But I'll just keep holding on to it. The 15 still looks fine. Okay, so my target, let's see here. I want to see how price closes here. If price continues to draw lower, so not now at this point, I am looking for my stop up here, and that's what I'll stick to. But I need to see price close below this breaker here. Yeah, I need to see price close below this breaker here. Beautiful. Outstanding. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so let's see. Do not go back up. At this point right now, I don't want to see price close above this. I want to continue down move. If it closes above this, then I'm taking it out. Come on. Oh, that's beautiful. Equal lows here, equal lows here. Come on. Just come on. There's an inverse here now as well on NQ. I can get rid of this right here. I can get rid of this. No, not that. Red. Come on. Finish it off. Beautiful. And I am out. Okay, so that was a pretty good trade. 7 points. And obviously now, this to me is the Judah swing. So I'm comfortable having had that. I wanted to add a second one up here, but I didn't get that chance. And I would have held on to my second one had I held on to that trade, because I do believe that price is headed to these lows here. But when you're in a Judah swing, like I said again, you want to take profit as soon as you get it. But I do think price is going to draw lower here. On the 15-minute, I do want price to close below here, so we'll see if we get that. Let's go to the 5-minute actually, because I can see the and let's add this from my journal. 50% of the range came back into this and drew lower. Yep, that's why you take it off down here, because now that it swept this low, what is it going to do? It might come back to sweep this high or rebalance some sort of imbalance. But if I'm correct, then the market maker sell model should push price into these lows here. There is an imbalance here. Okay, so this could be a second entry, though I'm already done. And if I had been in a set in extra in what do you call that? If I had been in another contract, my stop would still actually be up here, because the thing is, even if it closes above here, I would only want it to penetrate consequent encroachment. If it drew higher, then I would not like to hold on to that. Yep, that's nice. It is going to finish down here. But let's check the 15-minute. So the 15-minute, like I said, on the 15-minute here at 9:45, I want to see price close below this. And if it sweeps this low, even before then, that's still fine. Five more minutes. I like how it touched it, but immediately rejected it. Let's take a paper here, 39.50. Because even though I am not looking to trade anymore, not until after 13:30, it doesn't mean that. Okay, let's get in right. Actually, no, never mind. That's fine. So this would have been my stop here if I was in a second contract. Now, the only thing what I would like to see is I would like to see price come back down here and close here. If it does, that's when I would come back in. Yeah, I would enter here if it pierces through this area once again, and my stop would be this high here. As long as price closes below consequent encroachment, then that's the idea that I would look to short. And obviously it doesn't look like that's going to happen, but who knows? All right, it closed above, so we'll see. Again, I want price to pierce through this, and then my stop would be up here. But if it draws higher, then obviously no trade. Let's see. So this high, that would give me about a 3.50 point. So I would try micros in that aspect, in that case. Okay, so let's take a paper here. All right, right there. Let's add another one, and then my stop would be up here. Kind of wide, but we have 2 minutes until the 15-minute closes, and I want the 15-minute to close down here. So we'll see if I was right on that. All right, I got that. The fact that this candle immediately rejected after this candle here closed above consequent encroachment is giving me reason to assume that price is going to draw lower. Now, if price comes back up and closes above here, and the next candle immediately draws higher, then that would tell me the price is looking to draw higher. But again, these two candles tell me a lot. So we'll see. One more minute. And Q is going to close below extreme discount, and ES is still going to close below equilibrium. So that could be a bullish sign, a bearish sign. 15 more seconds. All right, so it looks like we are on NQ. ES, not so much. Okay, all right. I'll still hold it. My stop now would be up here. And Q still has a little ways to go. That is SMT on the 15-minute lows, but again, I am listening to the daily highs as SMT. All right, so good trade. Oh no, I should have covered down here. 425. Damn. I wasn't ready because that is a sweep of this low here. And then the last one would be all the way down here. Buy limit all the way down here for the completion of the market maker sell model. And I didn't get it. Damn. It's a paper trade, but still my execution should have been set way before, as soon as I entered up here. That's horrible. Why down here? Because down here is the low of the Asia range. So I am hoping that this completes the model. It just completed the sell model down here. So I'm still hoping that we continue to draw lower. I'll keep NQ here because NQ will tell me whether price wants to reverse or draw higher. The reason why I'm using NQ is because NQ just finished the objective. And if price wants to respect SMT, then NQ should displace higher. Come on. All right, so now I'm going to put my stop here. Buy stop limit right here. Why there? Because price, I don't know, on NQ is still telling me that price is looking for lower prices, but again, I want to see how this one closes. On the 15-minute, it already closed below here. So a time frame lower than the 15-minute is the 5-minute. So I want to see price close down here. I don't want to see a long wick. It's really nice. And we are about to start the 10 o'clock macro. So still watching to see how this one closes. Let's go ahead and move into the 1 minute. Still very bullish, very bearish on price. There's no indication here. Thirty more seconds. Ten more seconds. It looks like we're going to close very bearish here. On NQ, on ES, we are going to close below here. We just touched it. Okay, so let me bring my stop lower now. Put it at break even. And I think I might get stopped because even though on NQ we swept this low, so that's still SMT between this low and this low, and the fact that we completed the objective on NQ. And it Looks like I may get stopped as long as this high doesn't get broken. Why? Because I'm watching this order block right here. And this right here is constant encroachment. First order block, reclaimed order block. This becomes the propulsion block. So now I want to see price draw lower. All right, so it looks like I'm gonna get stopped here. Constant encroachment, and I got stopped. Okay, that's fine. Again, good execution on the shorts here. I was a little impulsive getting in here, expecting for this one to hold. And as soon as I saw price draw into consequent encroachment here and immediately reject, I realized that I might be looking for a short above here, which would have been a turtle soup entry. Actually, let's go ahead and write that here. That way I have it from our journal. All right, right there. I don't need this. This is good. I guess this was the order block I should have looked into. Constant encroachment. Oh, wow. All right, so no entry yet. I mean, uh, no other play. Nothing. It's not telling me anything right now. Uh, so I'm glad that I was able to identify that Judas swing. Oh, we are drawing lower. Okay, that's fine, I guess. It just sucks though that I stayed in. No gap here. Still holding here. Oh wow. Okay, so this was the intermediate term high. Never mind. Maybe just because this could be the reversal point. Yep, there you go. No reversal, nothing. SMT at the lows, SMT at the highs. No clear entry. Any smooth highs? Nope. So all the highs look jagged. All of the lows also look jagged. So I wouldn't be surprised if price just consolidated or played the whole seek and destroy story. Nothing impulsive. Again, the only impulsive move I made was right here, where I had expected price to draw lower after it swept this low here. Let's take another one just in case, because I do want to see this sell model finish off, because this to me is the long-term high. This right here is the intermediate term high, or actually short-term high. This would be an intermediate term high. Why this the short-term high? Because I'm anticipating for price to draw lower, and if I'm right, then I don't expect for this high to get broken. this would be my stop. $43. I don't see anything else on the 15-minute. Price is going to close right here on the 15-minute. You know what? Let me get out of this because I'm seeing displacement up here. And if there's displacement here, then I don't want this 15-minute candle to close above this area here. Let's just see where it closes. Damn, I was actually going to take an actual trade here. But again, it all has to do with how this one closes. 2 more minutes. I'll wait. 2 more minutes. What's the 1 hour looking like? Yep. So the 1 hour swept this low here, but look how it's closing above here. Same thing here, closed here, guys, and now we have relative equal highs. Yeah, definitely not liking that. All right, since I already know where price is, I would like to see price close below this area here, and Q closing below there. We do have a tiny little gap here. Oh, okay. Yeah, this would have been a good entry. I didn't take it though. Oh, that's nice. All right, we just drew into previous week. Actually, this is previous week low. So if you were short up here, take it off down here. So on the 1 minute, price did close. I mean, on the 15-minute, price did close below the end of the market maker sell model. On NQ, ES price closed above. So bias remains bearish for me until price reaches this area. This draw higher right now doesn't look like displacement to me. So I did read these swing highs correctly. We have a tiny void here. That's kind of what's keeping me from not taking any trade. It doesn't mean it won't get filled later on. It just means that if I enter here, then you know what? I'm not even going to enter because we just swept this low here. So maybe one more draw higher. All right. Yep. Nothing. Okay, so I think I'm gonna call it there. I don't see any other entries or anything to be excited about. I think everything that I wanted to see happen has already happened, although we haven't reached this area yet. So I'll just leave it there for now. Let's just wait 6 more minutes until the macro's over. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see anything. Okay, so this might have been the entry to stay short again, but we already swept these lows, so I'm not really too interested anymore. Let's just zoom out. Quick in and out today. Nothing here. Nothing here. I mean, price still does look very bearish to me. We're still within this area here. Actually, let's take a look here. I may have missed something. Yep, right here. So I want to see price close below this area here. If it does, then we're reaching these lows. This right here is a mitigation block. Same concept. Right there. Yep. Okay, so that would have been a pretty good trade, but again, I wasn't interested. Wasn't too interested. So we close here. So the next target on ENQ would be this area here. I would like to see price close below this area here, but I'm not seeing anything just yet. Just because we haven't drawn into this area here doesn't mean that we're not gonna reverse though, because we still have SMT between this low and this low and this low and this low here. Just 3 more minutes and I'll call it there. So for the afternoon session, what I am looking for is a draw lower if price retraces higher. If we sweep these lows, then maybe this low becomes the next target. So from now until 13:30, I just want to see consolidation, sort of like this one right here, where we draw a highest high and a lowest low. Price consolidates, and then toward the afternoon we get a run, highest high and lowest low. We get a run of the high here, and we target the lows. Same thing here, highest high maybe gets targeted, sweeps, draws lower, so we look for SMT at those time frames, and we get in there. I was able to get 7 points here on mini, so I'm completely happy with just having how much was that? 350 $350 a day. Yeah, we are seeking the highs now. This tells me a lot by how it's opening and closing. Let's take a look at the 1 hour, actually the 4 hour. So the 4 hour is still above this range here, this daily gap. Wait, where's the daily gap? Oh, it's right here. So as you can see here, price is still holding above 25% of this daily gap. You can't see it here, but that's what I'm seeing here. We swept this low here, closed down here. So the 4 hour is not as clean for me. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Sweep, sweep. We close below this area here, so price still remains bearish to me. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the 10 o'clock macro. Great trade off the 0930 open. I need to be more mindful that I want to see clean sweeps first and closes. If I see that, then I have to stop looking at imbalances right off the 0930, because a lot of times that's what gets me into trouble. It's trading and assuming that imbalances will hold. But the better entries would be at the breaker entries. So yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the day. Great trade, great entry. Crappy executions on the paper trades, even though my executions on the entries were okay. The executions on the exits were not as set, so I need to be faster. Obviously, when I'm actually trading a real account, um, yeah, when I'm trading a real account, um, I am taking those. And a real account, if you don't know, actually you can't see it here, is this right here, paid account. apex. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it for the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.